Welcome to a profound conversation about new beginnings, about rediscovering your inner strength, and about taking absolute control of your financial destiny, no matter what your calendar says or how many decades you have already lived on this earth. If you find yourself between the ages of 45 and 65, or even well into your 70s and beyond, you might sometimes feel as though the fast-paced world of modern finance, rapid technology, and economic uncertainty belongs entirely to the young. You might look at your bank accounts, your retirement projections, and the rising cost of everyday living with a quiet sense of heaviness, wondering if it is truly possible to build a meaningful financial cushion to earn your first $10,000 from a brand new endeavor and to secure genuine peace of mind in this golden chapter of your life. I want to tell you today, with absolute conviction and deep spiritual clarity, that not only is it possible, but you are uniquely positioned for this journey because of the profound wisdom, emotional resilience, and rich life experience you already carry inside your heart and mind. I am Rabbi David, and for decades I have studied the ancient texts of our heritage, walking alongside men and women who thought their best financial years were behind them, only to discover that maturity is not a limitation but a sacred springboard. People often assume that wealth creation is a young person game reserved for tech prodigies and 20-year-old entrepreneurs who have nothing to lose. But the wisdom of the Torah teaches us something entirely different. True sustenance and financial stability flow from maturity, character, patience, and the steady application of practical effort guided by divine blessing. When we look at the sacred writings, we find that some of our greatest leaders and builders achieved their most profound impact later in life, proving that experience is the finest capital anyone could ever possess. And for those who are truly serious about accelerating their journey, for a limited time, I am opening the doors to the Torah Millionaire Business School for just $299. This is where I unveil the complete Torah wealth system, the full architecture of ancient wisdom applied to modern financial transformation. You can find the link in the comments below this video, in the description, and if you are watching on my YouTube channel, you will also see a QR code on the banner of my channel page. Just open your phone camera, point it at the QR code, and it will take you directly to the school. The doors are closing soon, so do not wait. Now, let us speak very honestly and practically about what it means to build your first $10,000 in your 50s or 60s. I must be completely transparent with you from the very beginning because honesty is the bedrock of all ethical living and spiritual integrity. No financial plan, no coaching program, and no set of principles can ever guarantee that you will make $10,000 or any other specific sum of money. Individual earnings and financial outcomes depend entirely on your unique skill set, market demand for your efforts, the amount of time and dedicated effort you invest, your personal health, your geographical location, and a multitude of other real-world circumstances beyond anyone's control. What I am offering you today is not a get-rich-quick scheme or a magical formula, but a time-tested framework of responsibility, diligence, and timeless wisdom designed to help you organize your life, unlock your hidden value, and build sustainable economic security through ethical work. When we approach financial goals with realistic expectations and steady dedication, we remove the anxiety of unrealistic promises and replace it with the steady confidence of purposeful action. The journey toward your first $10,000 begins with a principle that the sages of the Talmud emphasized in every generation, which is taking a complete, honest inventory of your existing skills, relationships, and life contacts. After 50 years of living, working, raising families, navigating personal challenges, and solving complex problems, you possess a treasure chest of practical knowledge that younger generations are desperately seeking to learn. You may have spent decades in administration, education, healthcare, logistics, craftsmanship, customer service, accounting, or homemaking. You may have navigated personal loss, managed complicated household budgets, or mastered a craft through sheer dedication. All of these experiences represent valuable marketable capabilities. When you sit down with a notebook and write down every single thing you know how to do, every problem you have successfully solved for others, and every contact you have maintained over the decades, you will realize that you are sitting on a mountain of untapped wealth waiting to be organized and offered to the world. To expand upon this inventory process, consider how many layers of competence you have built without even realizing it during your career and personal life. When people reach midlife, they often dismiss their daily routines as ordinary, forgetting that what is ordinary to an experienced professional is extraordinary to someone starting out. Think about the administrative workflows you mastered, the difficult customer disputes you resolved with grace, the organizational systems you created to keep a household or an office running smoothly, or the specialized knowledge you acquired simply by pursuing your personal interests and hobbies. Every single one of these domains contains monetizable expertise. When you translate your life history into service offerings, you are not starting from scratch. You are standing firmly on the shoulders of your own accumulated decades, possessing a perspective that no textbook can ever replicate. Once you have taken this thorough inventory, the next step in Hishtadlut, which is our sacred obligation to put forth practical human effort, is to identify how you can offer useful, high-value services to people around you. Wealth is never created in a vacuum. It is always generated by solving problems and serving others with integrity. Think about the people in your community, your local businesses, your former colleagues, or individuals online who are struggling with tasks that you find second nature. Perhaps a small local business needs someone to organize their bookkeeping, manage customer communications, or help with friendly customer service a few hours a week. Perhaps families in your neighborhood need reliable home organization, tutoring, consulting, or specialized coaching. By focusing on offering genuinely useful services rather than chasing complex speculative investments, you create a direct, honorable bridge to your first earnings, building trust one interaction at a time. Diving deeper into the art of service, remember that the most enduring businesses are built on relationships of trust and reliability. In a fast-paced digital world where genuine personal connection is increasingly rare, your maturity, your punctuality, your listening skills, and your ethical commitment are profound competitive advantages. Younger entrepreneurs may understand software algorithms, but seasoned adults understand human nature, patience, and how to make a client feel truly heard and valued. When you approach service with the heart of a teacher and a helper, people do not just pay for your time. They pay for your judgment, your calm demeanor, and your unwavering dependability. That is the essence of ethical earning, transforming everyday interactions into lasting economic value. Of course, building a new stream of income after 50 requires careful, thoughtful testing rather than reckless gambling with your hard-earned savings. The Torah teaches us the virtue of prudence and caution, commanding us to look well to our steps. When you develop a side income idea, you should test it on a small, manageable scale before committing significant time or money. Talk to potential clients or customers, offer your service at a modest introductory rate to prove its value, and listen carefully to their feedback. This iterative process allows you to refine your offering without risking financial distress. Wisdom dictates that we test the waters before diving into the deep end, ensuring that our entrepreneurial ventures enhance our peace of mind rather than causing anxiety or burnout. In tandem with testing new income ideas, we must look closely at developing practical, modern skills that enhance our market value. The world changes rapidly, and while your core wisdom and character are timeless, tools and communication methods evolve. Do not be intimidated by technology or modern platforms. Taking a basic course in digital communication, learning how to use professional software, improving your written communication, or understanding how modern marketplaces operate can multiply the value of your existing experience tenfold. The sages taught that a person should never stop learning and that every new skill acquired is an additional shield against economic uncertainty. Investing a small amount of time each day in learning a practical tool opens doors that previously seemed locked. Let us examine how skill development interacts with confidence. As we age, it is natural to feel a momentary hesitation when confronted with unfamiliar software or new digital tools. But remember that you have learned complex systems throughout your life. You learned how to navigate career changes, raise children, manage mortgages, and adapt to massive cultural shifts over the decades. Learning a new software application or digital marketplace tool is simply another skill to be mastered with patience and step-by-step persistence. By embracing a mindset of continuous growth, you prove to yourself and the world that your capacity for expansion has no expiration date. Equally vital to your financial transformation is the discipline of reducing wasteful spending and eliminating the invisible leaks that drain your resources. Many people struggle to build wealth not because they do not earn enough, but because what they earn slips away through unconscious habits, unnecessary subscriptions, impulsive purchases, and lifestyle inflation. When you audit your monthly expenses with a compassionate yet firm eye, you often discover hundreds of dollars that can be redirected toward your goals and emergency savings. True financial freedom is as much about guarding what you already have as it is about generating new revenue. Living with simplicity and intentionality not only preserves your capital but brings a deep sense of calm and spiritual clarity to your daily life. Building emergency savings and avoiding expensive debt are two pillars of financial stability that cannot be overstated. Proverbs reminds us that the rich rule over the poor and the borrower is servant to the lender. High-interest credit card debt and unsecured loans act like a heavy anchor around your neck, dragging down your spirits and consuming every extra dollar in punitive interest payments. Before you focus entirely on growing new income, make it a priority to stop the bleeding caused by toxic debt. Construct a modest emergency fund, even if you start with just a few dollars a week, so that unexpected car repairs or medical bills do not throw you into panic. Having cash reserves gives you the psychological breathing room necessary to think clearly, act wisely, and pursue your goals with confidence. Consistency is the quiet engine that turns small efforts into magnificent achievements. People often overestimate what they can accomplish in a single week and drastically underestimate what they can achieve through steady, consistent daily action over the course of a year. Saving $10 a week, spending 30 minutes every day reaching out to potential clients, or refining your service offering step by step may seem insignificant in the moment, but compounded over months, these habits create unstoppable momentum. The ancient Jewish tradition teaches the concept of daily diligence, reminding us that the great rivers are formed by tiny drops of water uniting together. Trust in the process, maintain your daily discipline, and let time work in your favor. We must also remember that personal financial decisions carry legal, tax, and investment implications that require professional guidance. I am speaking to you as a teacher of timeless spiritual and practical principles, but I am not your personal financial advisor, accountant, attorney, or tax professional. Every individual circumstance is unique, and before making major financial moves, liquidating assets, starting a business, or altering your retirement strategy, you must seek qualified tax, legal, investment, and financial advice tailored specifically to your life. True wisdom involves recognizing the limits of general teaching and consulting licensed professionals who can guide you safely through the complex regulations and realities of the modern financial landscape. Let us turn our hearts and minds to the profound spiritual foundations that anchor this entire endeavor. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8, verse 18, the Torah gives us a revolutionary teaching that shapes our entire understanding of wealth and human capability. It says, "Remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the strength to produce wealth." Notice the phrasing carefully. God does not drop bags of gold from the clouds, nor does wealth appear by magic. God gives us the strength, the physical vitality, the mental acuity, the resilience, and the daily opportunities to produce wealth. Wealth is a product of partnership between divine grace and human effort. To understand this partnership more deeply, we must explore the interplay between Hishtadlut and Bitachon. Hishtadlut represents our physical labor, our planning, our marketing, our studying, and our sweat. Bitachon represents our inner anchor, the unwavering trust that while we must do our part, the ultimate outcome rests in divine hands. When a person worries excessively, losing sleep and abandoning peace of mind, they are acting as if everything depends solely on their own frantic maneuvering. Conversely, when a person sits idly and does nothing, expecting abundance to arrive without effort, they neglect their sacred duty to build a vessel for blessing. The balanced path of the Torah is to work with all your might during the day and rest with complete trust in your heart at night. Furthermore, human dignity in work is a central tenet of our tradition. The Talmud teaches that great is labor, for it honors the person who performs it. There is no shame in starting something new after 50, whether you are consulting, freelancing, teaching, or offering practical services in your community. Work gives structure to our days, sharpens our minds, connects us with fellow human beings, and allows us to express the divine image within us through creative contribution. Society often tries to make older adults feel invisible or retired from purpose, but the Torah views every living human being as an active participant in the ongoing creation of the world. Your capacity to contribute is lifelong. As we build our economic security and work toward our first $10,000, we must never forget the sacred duty of tzedakah, charity, and righteousness. Even when you are rebuilding your finances or starting with very little, opening your hand to help others who are in greater need is a vital catalyst for blessing. The sages teach that tzedakah protects us, elevates our spirits, and aligns our hearts with the divine flow of abundance. When you share a portion of your earnings, no matter how modest, you declare with your actions that you trust in the infinite abundance of the Creator rather than clinging fearfully to a spirit of scarcity. Let us also reflect on the importance of patience and emotional endurance when pursuing financial goals later in life. When you embark on a new venture after 50, you may encounter obstacles, slow initial progress, or moments of self-doubt. The human mind naturally seeks immediate validation, but meaningful achievements require nurturing over time. In our tradition, we learn that patience is not merely waiting for things to change, but maintaining a positive, active posture while the seed takes root beneath the soil. Every phone call you make, every client you assist, and every skill you refine is a seed planted in fertile ground. Trust the timing of your journey and do not allow temporary setbacks to extinguish the flame of your ambition. When we cultivate inner resilience, external storms lose their power to discourage us. Another crucial dimension of building wealth after 50 is the cultivation of a supportive community and network. No one succeeds entirely on their own. Surround yourself with individuals who encourage your growth, share your values, and inspire you to aim higher. Distance yourself from cynicism and negativity, which drain your creative energy and cloud your judgment. Seek out mentors, join supportive groups, and engage with peers who are also on a path of reinvention and personal growth. When you share your goals with supportive allies, accountability becomes a natural force that propels you forward even on days when your personal motivation fluctuates. Community provides both a mirror for our potential and a safety net during our moments of testing. As we consider the practical steps of earning our first $10,000, let us also examine the power of intentional goal setting and daily focus. Break down your ultimate financial objective into manageable monthly and weekly milestones. If your target is $10,000, divide it into smaller, digestible targets, such as $2,000 a month or $500 a week through consistent service delivery. By focusing on the immediate next step rather than staring anxiously at the grand total, you make the mountain feel climbable. Celebrate every small milestone as a testament to your capability and a step closer to financial independence. Each victorious step reinforces your belief in the path you have chosen and builds momentum for the future. Remember that a goal is not a prediction. No video, prayer, or money principle can guarantee that you will earn $10,000. Your outcome will depend on your skills, demand, effort, available time, health, local market, and personal circumstances. Use these principles as a framework for responsible action and seek qualified advice before making personal, financial, tax, legal, or investment decisions. Finally, let us remember that wealth is never an end in itself within the framework of Torah wisdom. Money is an instrument, a sacred tool entrusted to our care to provide for our families, support our communities, and extend a helping hand to those in need. When we view financial success through this elevated lens, the work we do takes on profound meaning. Every dollar earned through honesty, diligence, and service becomes a vehicle for good. As you take these principles into your daily life, may you find joy in the labor, clarity in your planning, and abundant blessing in all your worthy pursuits, knowing that your best chapters are still unfolding before you. And remember, if you are ready to take this transformation to the highest possible level, the Torah Millionaire Business School is waiting for you. For a limited time, you can access the complete Torah Wealth System for just $299. This is the exact blueprint I have used to help thousands of people achieve massive financial and spiritual success. The doors are closing soon. Click the link in the comments, find it in the description, or scan the QR code on my channel banner right now. As we bring our time together today to a close, I want you to look in the mirror and speak kindly to yourself. Acknowledge the storms you have weathered, the victories you have quietly achieved, and the immense reservoir of strength that still resides within your soul. Your age is not an expiration date. It is an accumulation of wisdom, emotional intelligence, and resilience that younger entrepreneurs would give anything to possess. Step forward with courage, embrace the daily disciplines of ethical earning, reduce wasteful habits, protect your peace through sensible planning, seek professional counsel when making major decisions, and above all, walk with unwavering faith in the one who gives you the strength to build a wonderful life. May you be blessed with abundant sustenance, radiant health, deep inner peace, and tremendous success in all your righteous endeavors. Shalom.